Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are Podcast. This is Camp Slash Horrorcast Season 3, Episode 17, Dracula, 1931. If this is your first time checking out the podcast network, we appreciate it. Please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And just a reminder, Camp Slash Horrorcast is a weekly live videocast available on Twitch and YouTube. We go live every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time at twitch.tv/WeArePodcastNetwork and youtube.com/WeArePodcastNetwork. As the Camp Slash Horrorcast is live, I will not be editing the audio for this podcast, so what you saw live is what you get here. Please come watch the stream every Monday at 8 p.m. And if you want to see the previous streams, go check out our Twitch or YouTube channel. And for a full list of future films we'll be watching, please head over to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. All links can be found in the description. And with that, on to the Horrorcast.
Camp Slash Horrorcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camp Slash Horrorcast. We talk horror movies from the past live on Twitch at 8 p.m. every Monday night. I almost said Sunday night. I don't even know why. Hey, I am your head camp counselor, Doc. I'm also here with the other head camp counselors. We have Miles, I never drink, Vine, Francis. Miles, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm good, man. I am ready to talk about a classic in a really slow-paced way.
Very nice. Next, we got Jake. I bid you welcome. Pinkston, sorry,
Thanks,
Jake.
man. That was the coolest quote you pulled from the entire movie. I really appreciate it.
My bad.
Why
Next,
couldn't you give me like, would you like to know how I got these hairy palms?
Next, we got Jay. The blood is the life. McClintock. Jay, how are you doing, sir?
Just digging through the ditches and burning through the witches.
In the back of my Dracula. Next, we got David. To die, to be really dead, that must be glorious. Jessup, David, how are you, sir?
Why do you got to give me the suicide line?
My bad.
This cast just took a dark turn.
By the way, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Yeah.
Oh my God! No, put the knife down. Put the knife down. Next, we got Raph. They're all crazy. Ramirez. Raph, how are you, sir?
Fantastic, sir. Fantastic.
Excellent.
Can't wait to hear how many times he fucked her in this movie.
So many.
A sexy ass movie.
Finally, we have Javi. What a big bat. Byron. Javi, how are you doing, sir?
What's going on, fellas?
Big ass bat dick. I know it's your bat dick. All right.
Yeah, my dick does fly and it's like supersonic and it uses echolocation to find the holes.
I imagine his testicles also are like the wings. That you
I was going to say, yeah, he stretches his sack out and it can make it look like a bat wing.
Yeah, the veins are the exact structure of a bat skeleton.
Is it weird? Is it weird I'm getting hard right now? Is that weird?
No, because I'm right there with you, bro. We should cross swords.
That makes three of us.
All right, guys. We watched Dracula. Release date February 12th, 1931 in New York, and then February 14th everywhere else in the United States.
I'm the vessel born.
Valentine's Day.
We watched. I fucked up. I watched the Bram Stoker's version, guys.
Oh shit! Did you really?
I am not even fucking playing.
Oh no!
I want to hear that review. Whoa,
and it was
Dracula here? Whoa, that's so weird.
It was so good, though.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Are we
2
doing that
months.
by itself?
Yes,
2
2 months. Yes.
Well, then, hey, then just do this. Watch this version when we watch the Bram Stoker fucking other one.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And just hold on to your notes for that time. For that cast too.
Oh, well, no, I'm still going through them.
Are we doing like we're doing Karloff and then are we doing Lugosi?
We're doing
Christopher
Lee, and then we're doing Gary
Nielsen. And then Nielsen.
If we're the setting the bar, you can just watch whatever Dracula movie you want before this. I really am watching Dead and loving it at some point.
Then I'm doing Vernacular, goddammit, and we're going to talk about it.
All right, running time 75 minutes, budget $341,000. The synopsis: the one that started them all, a powerful and ruthless vampire named Count Dracula, arrives in London to prey on young socialite women. Standing in the vampire's way is a group of concerned men and an enigmatic Dr. Abraham Van Helsing. All right, evidently he doesn't count as a man. So yeah, let's talk history with Dracula 1931. I'm sorry, Jake. I should have specified.
I was there on opening night.
You were there. David Jessup was there opening night. No, let's start with you, David.
You could only see a night showing for some reason.
I was there. The matinee.
So, David, what is your history with Universal monster movies? Like, what do you think?
Universal monster movies for me growing up, they were always they were only involved with Abbott and Costello. Like I've never seen the Universal monster movies on their own. For me growing up, they were always with Abbott and Costello, or they were in Scooby-Doo. So I've never viewed these movies as scary or anything like that. They've always just been fun and wacky. This is the first time I've ever seen this movie, and I know, guys, I'm the movie snob.
Really?
I've never seen this movie, so I was very interested in seeing it. And what the fuck? I didn't realize it was a comedy. Fucking A, dude, I was laughing. And here's the thing: I've seen Nosferatu. That still holds up as creepy. And I think what ruined it for me, though, is because I can't separate myself from the caricature that is Dracula. Like the Count from Sesame Street. Like everything he did, I was laughing at, because it's a caricature, And so I wish I could do the whole Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and erase my history in cinema and watch this as somebody from 1931, because I'm sure it was terrifying to those people. But for me, watching it through 2022, fucking horror movie fan eyes that has grown up with Count Chocula, it was really hard to take it serious.
Which is weird because he's from Hungary, and the people in Hungary, when they saw the movie, they laughed also. They did not take it serious at all because they knew the accents. So they're just like, it's whatever,
Yeah.
So you must be Hungarian.
Guys, when you saw the fucking little caterpillar coming out of the tiny coffin, wasn't that fucking hilarious?
I did clip that because funny. I was like, why did that happen?
And the bat on the string was just so
the giant
comical.
bat.
Yeah.
That was Hobby
so
streaking
comical.
through the set.
And I know you have to watch it through the eyes of 1931, and nothing like this had been done before. But it's just really hard, man.
You could have been pretty high too, man. There's a jump scare in there. No,
I mean, listen, there were some great scenes, like in the beginning, the three wives, as they're kind of gliding through. There's some beautiful shots in this movie, but man, and then the end gets so fucking disjointed. It's like, and I watched a couple of videos on it, and apparently there was a legit director's cut that was supposed to be fucking amazing. But
longer?
The producer was like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But it was but because the ending is so disjointed and weird, and what the fuck happens to Lucy? Lucy's eating children, and then they're like, okay, she's done. There's no fucking Lucy.
The ending is literally 5 minutes for the third act.
And you don't see him get the steak. I mean, it's just but I'm gonna shut up now because I know I'm hoarding it. Just one quick thing. There is no soundtrack to it because back then they were worried the audience wouldn't understand why music was playing.
Yep.
People were so stupid back then.
Well, it was the very beginning of talkies too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like when you think about it, I think when I was watching it, I could definitely look back because this isn't a caricature. This is the archetype, baby. This is where it all came from.
Well, it's become a caricature. That's the problem.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, back then, to have a movie without sound was revolutionary.
Yeah.
So,
But
in and of that self, that's what kind of made it special back then.
I know, but even silent movies had soundtracks. They had like some weird dude on a piano on the side of the screen.
No, silent movies were all about soundtrack. That's what I was trying to tell you.
That's why they took it out. It set itself apart.
We have words. We don't need music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right,
that was to them. Like honestly, like having people talking in movie. That was the special effects of the time.
Yes,
right. That was 3D. That was CGI for back then. So like I said, back then this was fucking world changing.
All right, let's get to that in a minute. Let's go with Jake. What is your history with the Universal monsters in this movie? You didn't watch.
Once again, I watched the wrong Dreadnought. Obviously, I grew up with the Universal monsters, but in elementary school, there used to be these books that had just pictures and words of the Universal monsters. Like there was Wolfman.
There were small books.
Dracula. No, there were bigger, like fucking like 12-inch by 8-inch, and they had an orange binding on them.
Yes,
and it was
I'm
just
looking
like
it up
all
right
the.
now.
Universal Monsters. There was Creature of the Black Lagoon. I mean, it was fucking all of them. And I used to get those books all the time. And that's kind of how I fell in love with the Universal franchise. And then on top of that, they brought back all the monsters for the Monster Squad. I thought that was great. And yeah, I don't know. That's all I got, really.
Which, by the way, I'm so glad doing this cast because I never saw Monster Squad and I never would have seen it. And that was so much fun.
Yeah, it's a great fucking flick. That's a good bit of nostalgia.
All right, Miles, what's your history with the Universal Monsters and Dracula?
So these guys covered a lot of the points I wanted to bring up, but basically for me, I kind of look at the Universal Monsters and appreciate them in the same way I do a museum. Like, I really appreciate what they did in like for movies in general. But I also, like David, I was introduced to the caricature. It's almost like if you met the clone of the clone in Multiplicity before you met the real Michael Keaton. Like,
what a fucking reference!
But I've also, this movie had going against it not only that, but also I'll admit, of the Universal monsters, as much as I appreciate them, I think Dracula is probably my least favorite. I generally don't have the appreciation for vampire stories specifically, or at least there's fewer of them that I enjoy. I know we've talked about it, but like I really love. Oh my god, I'm blanking. 80s movie, The Neighbor is a vampire.
Fright Night.
Oh,
Fright Night. Thank you. Yeah, Fright Night. Like that's one of my favorite vampire portrayals. I enjoyed Buffy, when I was in middle school, that type of stuff. But of the Universal monsters, I would say vampires are generally my least favorite. And then in terms of like just appreciating these movies as they are, without music, just the exciting fact that we get words in a movie isn't really enough to hold me to the screen in 2022. I found myself deep diving on my phone a lot, looking up things like trivia and just various stuff about how they made the film. I love a lot of the art that was both in the film and inspired by the film. But the film itself, I can't say that I would actually be like, oh yeah, that's something I'm going to put on and chill to on a, stormy Saturday or whatever. I'm going to watch a slasher movie or something a little more exciting.
Yeah, I feel the exact opposite. I feel like this is a total background movie, but you're right. It is hard to hold your attention a little bit, especially 100 years later almost. So it is what it is. Jay, what's your history with Universal Monsters and Dracula?
My history is similar to Jake's, except what got me started in like Universal Monsters to general. And these books, I think, were even around when Jessup was in school. They're the How to Draw Monster books that you could also get from the library. And in those books, they had to have been licensed by Universal because they had all the Universal monsters in there. So they had the Creature from Black Lagoon, they had Frankenstein, they had Frankenstein's Bride, they had Dracula, all these guys. So my first introduction was in these stories, and I brought this book home, and then my parents kind of told me about it. And then like I would watch like these are the kind of movies that would always be on in the afternoons on Saturday or real late at night, and I get to watch it with my dad. So I definitely got a lot of the nostalgic for them. So I think that's why I was able to appreciate them. And then of course, like when Monster Squad came out, it was the perfect culmination of like what these movies were. So yeah, I mean, I got a pretty good history with it.
Cool. Raph, how about you? You got a history with Universal Monsters and Dracula?
Well, I remember watching this one when I was really young, man, probably 7 or 8. My brother was really into watching black and white films, and this is one of the ones he watched on repeat, just like the character, I guess. But again, it's a very different movie when you're a little kid and you're watching it now. Again, I remember I didn't want to watch it when I was little. It was fine watching it this time. It could have probably been a 30-minute movie to me. A soundtrack would have made it a lot better. It was a lot of white noise, and that just drove me nuts.
You're right. There was a ton of white noise in it. It was crazy. But once again, I think it adds to the suspense of it. So, finally, Hobbs, what's your history with Dracula and the universe? Not. All right, fair enough.
Right. Oh, no. All right. Picture it. No, seriously, I got nothing for this one. Other than Universal Monsters, I'm with Miles. I kind of think I'm not a big fan of Dracula, man, because I think it's been overdone. He's the Wolverine of the universe. He's always getting rendition after rendition. Like, okay, we get it. He loves Jean Grey. He's crazy. He has no memory. Moving on. But I've always been a fan of the Mummy, even though he's a fucking useless, totally unscary character. There's no movie that you can make the Mummy scary.
Yeah, but
the Mummy in 1999 was
the
good.
Mummy.
Yeah.
It was good, not scary. I didn't was shivering under my back. Oh my god, the Mummy's gonna get me. No.
Hey, have you seen Tales from the Dark Side, the movie?
I think so.
That's like one of the best versions of a mummy that's scary ever.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen Bubba Hotep?
I love Bubba Hotep.
Yes.
All right. My history is when I was a kid, I almost said because I have multiple personalities. When I was a kid, they had candy on Halloween. They had the Universal Monster stand-ups for sell the candy. I don't know if you guys remember this or not. Probably around 1990 would be my guess. And so that was my introduction. The book that Jake was talking about was Crestwood House books. Yes. And those books were in our library. And we used to get the Godzilla and the King Kong one over and over again. But my brother Mike would get Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Mummy, etc., etc. And he got the Dracula book so many times he thought he was becoming a vampire. And my mom had to write a note to the school to request that they not let him borrow the book.
So he was like Nicolas Cage.
Did your mom led a book burning at the
Yes,
school?
100%. No, just to not let the crazy kid who wants to bite his brother's neck.
Was your brother just like running around the front yard going, I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!
Dude, ADHD like a motherfucker and unmedicated. Just imagine what that was like.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so anyhow, I love Universal Monster movies. I think in a lot of ways, a continuation of these would be Night of the Living Dead, even though it doesn't belong in that. It is like the final of the black and white horror movie done in the classical way, but also doing so many new things at the same time. And my introduction to horror in a lot of ways was Night of the Living Dead. My pre-introduction to horror in a light way was all the Universal stuff. So I would get those books and read those and be intrigued by the filmmaking aspect, because that's what those books talked a lot about. And like Jake said, they had big pictures that helped out too, because it would show dioramas and like behind the scenes pictures and stuff like that. So I would say Crestwood House is my introduction to Universal Monsters and just made me love them. And I'd love to collect the books, but they are fucking expensive as shit. I was just looking up the Godzilla one is $1,000.
What the fuck?
Yes, they're just very rare.
Any chance you could go back to your old school and steal it from that library?
I'm planning on it, man. This whole thing is just to heist it up. We're doing an Ocean's 11. You don't even know. It's
for the first time, I agree in time travel. Fellas, it's gonna make it happen.
It's gonna happen.
David Wenzel, is that you? Haven't seen you in the age of a dog.
No, I'm here to get a Godzilla book.
Each of us is going to dress like one of the Universal Monsters. I'm going to be Dracula. You're going to be the Mummy because you love it. And then we're going to go in and take them out. You don't even know.
I want my book. It's about me.
We forgot to watch the trailer, so I love this style.
There were trailers back then?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not good.
There was just the poster on Bella Lugosi. That's what we're going to look at right now.
That looks like Oswald Cobblepot right there.
I'm going to flip my shit if I hear "in a world."
I replay this city like
in Transylvania.
Technical difficulties. It's showing my messy desktop. I don't know. All right.
It looks like a really old drag queen.
He does.
Let me go back.
And the anal.
Whoa, that movie had anal in it? I think I watched the wrong version.
Best movie ever. I changed my mind.
One that doesn't change his voice.
Brian Cox with makeup.
All right, here we go. One name stands out of the
epitome.
Fun fact, sound wasn't actually added to the movie until after the trailer had already come out. Yeah.
Dracula.
By the way, can we all agree that dude right there is a giant pussy? Not Van Helsing, the other guy that was like kind of like the love interest.
Oh, Harker?
Yeah, such a pussy.
Yeah, I don't know why you're turning it up. There was no sound, right?
Yeah, there's sound. Can you hear it?
Let's not hear it, but let's not hear it louder, guys.
Yeah, my God.
A lot of it, I'm not hearing them talking. I'm not hearing pianos.
My bad.
Dream,
I don't know. This is all.
No, now I'm hearing it.
Here we go.
See it.
Now I hear it, but I don't see it.
You can only have one.
I almost like it better this way.
What the fuck is going on?
Ducky, don't let us see behind the curtain, man. We might have some secrets.
Dracula, the original terrifying story of a maniac and a man who lived after death, lived on human blood, took the form of a vampire bat, and lured innocent girls to a fate truly worse than death.
I like how they give him a star at David also. Like,
he just touched your nip.
He came to me. He opened the thing in his arm, and he made me drink.
Yeah, he did. I like that when the camera had to pan over to get his hand in the shot. You're like, oh fuck.
There we go. I've got major technical difficulties here. I got to figure this shit out. Fuck me sideways. All right, well, I figured it out and mess with this. Let's talk about the movie. So we talked about already the fact that this is a talkie and one of the first talkies that ever came out. The sound is interesting because, like Raph said and Jay and David, they brought up, there's long periods of white noise, and there are long periods of white noise. But I think it adds to the sinisterness of it. But I could also see it being funny. It's just like, what the fuck is going on? And David was just saying that Jonathan Harkner, he's a pussy. He's a little bitch.
Such a pussy.
He's a little bitch, and he's just like, Mina. He says it 80 million times.
Van Helsing's fucking badass. Okay, you got to tell me that George Lucas had to get some Jedi shit from Dracula, right? That whole Jedi mind trick, that's a Dracula.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I wrote something about that.
Raph like fell asleep mid-sentence, so the pencil just kind of like streamed off.
No, he
George
says your
Lucas.
will is strong. That's what he says. Your will is strong.
Yeah,
Dracula Jedi.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix the screen problem.
And then he had
Jay,
Golem too.
He's fixing his light. The movie itself, it's almost 100 years old. 1931, so what's that make it? 98, 91?
93.
Something like that. I don't know.
I don't know words. No, I'm already off. 99.
I'm gonna say,
no, not even that.
91.
What math are you doing, Javi?
David, here's what you got to know about me. Me and Mac, we don't get along.
I can't math. Man, but
I can't math.
It's 400 years old, guys.
I got to use two hands to count 1 + 1. That's how bad it is.
This is a 275-year-old movie.
I'm pretty sure this movie is a quarter of a century.
this is a documentary. This was going on in the 1400s.
Is it still going on?
1800s.
This was made right after the invention of the Gutenberg printing press in 1491.
Hey, legit question: was Valentine? It released on February 14th. Was like Valentine's Day even invented that long ago? Like, I have no idea what the history of Valentine's Day is.
Didn't Al Capone invent Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I think so.
With the same Valentine's Day massacre?
I think it was a guy in a miner's suit with a fucking.
Maybe he traveled back in time 50 years to 19. I don't know.
February 14th. 496 AD is when it was invented. So yes,
Hallmark has been around a while, dude.
They used to actually give human hearts as Valentines back then. It was insane.
That's cool.
I got
sacrifice
again.
I don't know. But this movie was groundbreaking. I think it's a masterpiece, and I
it is. Yeah.
No,
you're right. It is
because I like the classical movies, but that third act is literally 5 minutes long, and it is a bummer. But of course, you're not going to see the violence. You don't see them biting the actual neck. You don't see the puncture holes in the neck or the classic. You don't see the classic fangs. You don't see a lot of the.
But it's just such a downer because they build up this. It's almost like how bummed I was at No Country for Old Men when you didn't get the confrontation at the end that you wanted between those three characters. So I felt the
they
same
literally
way,
just like walk away and nothing. Like it's just like, all right, I guess we're done at Dracula's house now.
There's a great confrontation, the two of them, the meeting of the minds. You have a strong will, blah blah blah, and you're waiting for that confrontation at the end, and it's just like, I'm gonna kill him off screen, and then they're like, well, you gotta come with us, and then Helsing was like, no, I'm gonna hang out. The end.
Yeah. It's was he gonna fuck the corpse? What was going on?
He left for a second one.
Maybe he was looking for Lucy, and they was gonna fucking finally. I mean, that's what's so crazy is there was another Dracula out there, but they didn't save Prince back then.
Yeah, well, that's the truth. There was, like you said, there was a director's cut. They cut this one down tremendously, and there is a re-edit out there that people have been trying to work on to restore a lot of the footage that was lost. Todd Browning, the director of this, he was not happy with the cut of it. He wasn't even happy working on it, to be honest with you, because this started as a stage play, and they did like something like 296 performances of the stage play. And Bela Lugosi was known from the stage play. He played this, the guy who played Van Helsing, and the guy who played Dr. Seward, the doctor, Mina's father. They were all from the stage play. And so they had played these characters over and over and over again. So they had them down to a T. They knew what they were doing. And
I had read though that Bela Lugosi was the only one that was actually like excited to do it, and like everybody else at this point was kind of taking it as a joke, and like he was the only one that was like, no, this is like the highlight of my life. I want to make it last forever.
He was such a perfectionist as an actor. Like he would be off stage trying to get in character, and he'd be walking up and down with his cape going, I am Dracula. I am Dracula. And he would be like screaming it to get in character. And he did take it very, very seriously. But everyone else, including the director who barely directed the movie, did not take it very seriously.
And he still couldn't get it down.
He was in severe depression because he was best friends with Lon Chaney, who had just died. And he was also, his alcoholism was spiking. And he absolutely hated what they had done to the script and what they had done to his vision. Like he was furious.
Which is interesting because there's an alternate version of this, which I talked about. There's the Spanish version of this, which is actually 40 minutes longer, and it just adds a lot more talking scenes.
Did you see Raph's eyes when he said that?
Well, yeah, I know, because we were talking about it earlier. Raph was like, "I hated this." It was like, you should have watched the Spanish version. It's completely different.
Did you post the Spanish version?
I didn't know. I should have. I apologize. I'll put it out there if you guys want to watch it. But I clipped some of it. And
what's fucked up though is that the Spanish version, the American dubbed, because it was 1931, was super racist. Like it was like, hey man, sometime I'm going to bite you in the neck.
Was it Cheech and Chong's Dracula?
Yes, it was awful, guys.
Our Dracula's a little different.
Hey man, I want to suck your bong.
Dracula?
Well,
our Dracula can swim.
Oh Jesus, Jay!
What do you mean? No. Yeah, you remember?
Guys! I just got a text. We just got kicked off of Spotify.
So there's this bit about Spider-Man where he goes, "Our Spider-Man's a little different. Our Spider-Man can fly." That was.
I was going to say he's not Blackula. I mean, you know,
Blackula would be fun to do.
I've seen that. I've seen Blackula. That's pretty fucking hot.
So yeah, the Spanish version, not only does it differ within the length, the cinematography differs, and I pulled some of that to clip it so you guys can see. There's just a lot of more steady cam shots and like going into the scene. Sometimes they're closer, like whenever Renfield goes upstairs and he has that interaction with Dracula where he offers him wine and meal and stuff.
Was there more light?
Less light, actually, in the Spanish version for some reason in that scene. And then the dresses that the women wear are more scantily clad in the Spanish version.
Yeah,
so
show that.
You can actually see some cleavage.
Yeah, put that
on.
And
the way that the Mina acts, like at the end in this version, when she's like, Mina, your eyes, and she's just giving them the old googly eyes, like creeping them out.
Yeah.
In the Spanish version, she is all over.
Just start sucking his dick.
She is, and you actually see her attack his neck, whereas in the English version you didn't. And I was telling Hobby earlier, an interesting thing is when in the Spanish version, the three brides of Dracula attacked Renfield, because in the original script that's how it was written. But in the American version, Bela Lugosi actually attacks Renfield. They didn't want him to do that because they didn't want the audience thinking that Dracula was gay. Yeah, isn't that fucking crazy?
Yep. I do want to make a shout out to Renfield though. Like he, I think, is the first archetype or the first stereotype of the white guy who doesn't know he's walking into a scary situation, because he was fucking given every warning. Like,
no,
hey,
I want to
wait
go.
A second. How did you go through those cobwebs? That's weird. Let me keep following you up these creepy stairs. Like, what the fuck?
Business
But
I must handle.
I did love the actor because he got to play two really different characters. He played a stupid white guy who isn't afraid of anything, is really dumb, and then he got to play super hyper crazy guy.
He was amazing. Renfield's my favorite part of this movie.
That was Golem, yeah.
Yeah, you were so right. He is Golem.
The whole way.
God damn! Like, but I love him completely. Like everything about him. Good, Jay.
What I was gonna say, the one thing this movie does that then the Bram Stoker's one doesn't really do is this one really gives you the evolution of Renfield.
Yes.
Well, for that one, let's take it to the expert, Jake. What is that version of Renfield like?
I think Tom Waits killed it. I could have seen him as a perfect Two-Face in a DC movie.
But is it Renfield in that version? He's already crazy, right?
That's what I'm saying. There's no
Yeah.
evolution. It's a full stop. You automatically see him. You don't get to see that evolution. Because I actually thought at the beginning of this movie that was Jonathan Harker, because that kind of reminded me of the beginning of Bram Stoker's Dracula, where Keanu Reeves goes to visit him.
Yeah.
And then he calls him Renfield. And I was like, oh, okay. It's almost like it was cool little twist.
I think the 90s version is more based on the novel, whereas this was based on the stage play. And
Well, the 90s version, though, it talks about Vlad the Impaler, and the stage play had nothing to do with Vlad the Impaler.
I got nervous because you were pointing those scissors at me. Yeah, but to get the movie rights to it, the widow of Bram Stoker wanted $200,000. Van Stoker, I said it.
I know.
Oh, Braun Stoker.
That's a lot of money back then, man. That's a
Wanted
lot of money.
$200,000, and Bela Lugosi was able to talk her down to 40,000, 60,000. It varies on what it was. And the only thing I can figure out is because
He fucked her.
he fucked her. That's what I thought, dude. I was like, he gave her the old Lugosi, But here's the thing.
Lugosi.
And Hopkins said this earlier. Bela Lugosi is sexy in this movie.
Bela Lugosi's a sexy man.
He is sexy in this movie, and he used it to his full advantage. He fucked off of this movie. He got so much.
Is he the reason that now vampires are traditionally seen as the sexy monster a lot of the time? I mean,
he's the OG.
I thought this vampire was on the spectrum. I could not stand him.
Just talk about it, Raph. What was it about his portrayal you didn't like?
Oh, well, at first I just didn't like. I couldn't see his teeth. It looked like he didn't have any fucking teeth.
Yeah,
Every time he opened his mouth, I'm like, where the fuck is his?
Did you watch the
fangs?
censored version where they're not allowed to show that?
I don't know.
That was a big thing back in the 30s. You couldn't see anybody's orthodontics at all.
Yeah.
he did look a little meth.
Anything that came to a point was off limits.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Is they don't show the fangs. They don't have those.
I never realized that.
Yeah, they don't. All the classic stuff that you think of Dracula comes from the sequels for the most part. The one thing that he does do though is he never blinks. He keeps his eyes open the entire time.
Like the autistics.
That's his hypnotic gaze. God, we are all on Spotify, aren't we?
You see when he slapped the mirror away?
That sounds like the shittiest improv troupe name. All right, guys, we need a suggestion for the autistics.
Here comes a vampire.
We need a location, we need a famous person, and we need an emotion they cannot do. Come on, guys.
Especially with a mask on, it makes it even more difficult. Yeah, but I thought he was amazing. I thought he was hypnotic. And like I said, he did fuck based on this role. He used it, but he got typecast, and that's a problem. So did the actor who played Renfield. They both got typecast in the characters that they played in this movie because it was just so big. And so he did end up playing Dracula one more time, actual Dracula, in the Abbott and Costello Meet Dracula movie. And
what
then
about
every
Plan
other
9 from Outer Space?
that doesn't count. They're all Dracula-ish characters.
Oh, you mean the actual Dracula?
The actual Dracula.
You're right.
He's only
They're just
credited one
vampires in other works, I think.
But he did play Frankenstein in one of the Frankenstein movies. So him and
was he still sexy?
Yeah, was he like the sexy Frankenstein?
They're like, hey,
is
dude, you can
Frankenstein.
blink your eyes. Oh, it's okay to blink your eyes.
No, I am Frankenstein.
Did other than Dracula and Renfield, did any of the other characters hit for you guys? Did Van Helsing work? He doesn't work for me in this movie.
Van Helsing worked for me, but dude, let's talk about the hottie. Was there Nina or Lena?
Nina.
No, the other
Lucy.
one's the hottie. What is
Who, Lucy?
L? I don't remember her name.
Lucy
I
and
like
Mina.
Lucy, yes,
I
thank you.
like Nina. I like Nina. She was
No, Lucy. Lucy
Who was the ginger? Could you tell she was a ginger?
How there's no red. How the hell can you pull that out?
Oh, I
You
could tell.
could just tell a ginger,
You can
bro.
tell.
Yeah.
You can tell.
So he's right. She's a ginger in the Dracula that I love.
Yeah. Oh my God, Bela Lugosi's Frankenstein looks terrifying,
Oh, Bela Lugosi's Frankenstein is horrible.
and not in a good way. Not a good way. It looks like he had a head injury, and he's just in pain 24/7.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Look at it. Ah!
That's not him. That's Phil Hartman. That's Phil Hartman.
Frankenstein the lawyer.
I object.
Kind of looks like me.
Duck, make that
really
face.
does.
Oh my God, it's Duck.
Now you know what you
You
are
have
for
two bolts in
Halloween.
your garage by chance?
It also
It's
looks
working.
like young Frankenstein too. What's his face?
Peter Boyle.
Yeah, it looks like Peter Boyle.
We're not talking Frankenstein. Sorry, I was about to ask. Is that a
Back to
good
Frankenstein.
comedy based on the original Frankenstein?
Yes, it is.
Because Dracula Dead and Loving It is very much based upon this. Like it follows it almost scene by scene, excluding the Lucy getting fucking
Eating children.
yeah, that was shocking. And what happens to her? Like you said, she just disappears.
Dude, they even did that before Star Wars. Like
What's
the
that?
killing of children.
Oh my god!
Again,
was
I'm
that
telling you guys, this is the original Star Wars.
Yep.
Well, that Golem character also, when he was asking on the boat for blood, he was asking for kids' blood. He's like, "Can I get the little ones?" And I'm like, "Is he asking for fucking kids?"
Well, he was
Well,
asking
I
for
they
insects
are,
and stuff.
I mean, they're tastier. So I mean,
Oh my
I mean,
god!
according to Albert
Wait,
Fish,
so
they are.
So
Guys,
Without-
veal is more expensive for a reason.
Yeah, it is. It's
Veal does
softer.
sound really good.
Tender.
Fuck. Guys, did you know that whole boat scene was from a different movie?
Yes,
They just fucking lived
you
in it.
can tell.
No way.
It's the frame rate's completely different. That's always
Yeah.
just driven me crazy.
I mean, it
because
looks like it was from a silent movie.
it was from a silent movie, yeah. And
it
that
was
has always
crazy.
driven me crazy because it's the one portion of the movie that feels out of place to me. The rest of it, I can buy. I can buy the crappy bats on wires and looking like shit. I can buy Dracula with his hand out heading towards the woman. Like I'm on board for all of it. Even whenever Jonathan's like smacking at the bat, he's trying to punch the bat,
Yeah, it's
which
pretty
made
funny.
me laugh. It was
So
hysterical.
it was a lot of fun. Or when
He
when
is
maid
bad.
faints.
I think
When the-
Mina
when
is
the-
really bad in this. I think
I
Mina's
love
hot.
Mina.
I don't know.
I think
why.
mostly because she's not wearing a bra. And I'm just like,
That's almost.
Yeah,
100-year-old
I have a
titties
note
good
for that
shit.
also. Winona Ryder. Yeah, I would.
Perfect.
oh, by the way, Jay, this is obviously only for you. So here is the vampire from
Oh yeah.
Francis Ford Coppola's version.
That looks like the one from the extended version that I watched today.
Yeah. You guys,
It's a
remember
really-
this? Jay
There's a
remembers
really
it.
good scene whenever it turns into rats, and I was like,
Yes.
"Holy shit!" That bat from the Batman comics turned into a rat.
I also
thing.
liked it in the movie when they obviously couldn't do the special effects. They're like, "What is that? Oh, it's a real scary dog-like creature. Where? Over there.
Yeah.
The audience see? No, we don't want to show
It's
it."
the genius way of creating the scene in the mind. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even when he walks through the webs, he doesn't. It's a cut. Like Bela Lugosi walks up, it cuts to Renfield, then it cuts back, and he's on the other side of the webs. You got to use what you got at the time. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, it is. I mean, it is. There's a reason why it's in the United States, archives or something. It's one of the most important films in cinema history. So you got to respect it. But man, it's really hard to watch without laughing. You know, there's so many unnatural, like funny parts that were not supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
would
mean,
you like some
so I'm-
old wine?
It's definitely not scary. Oh God, I love that part though. Dude. I love that
So-
line. I say it all the time. I was like, I never drink wine. Like
Right.
it's so fucking quotable. His Hungarian accent makes that character so unique
Bad.
and hypnotizing.
Fun movie.
Cool
movies.
Yeah, but that's the thing is without that
Ah.
reverse, like he was seductive back in the day. He was the man's man. Like he stood for all of that. And, like when
do
the
you
women
think
were
when
talking
he
about
was
it,
doing this role and he was getting all that pussy, do you think he was like, man, one day there's going to be a puppet on a kid's show that's gonna sound like me, and they're going to make a cereal? with
Yes,
my-
Maybe
because
after
he's-
filming and doing a bunch of
Yeah,
code.
that's how he sealed the deal with the puss. He was like, "What's up, girl?" You
he
want some
did
of
the
this?" I don't think
counting when
so.
he was fucking. He
I
would go
know,
one
yeah.
thrusty, two thrusty, three thrusty.
How many orgasms
Oh,
would you like me to
I
give you?
Curly.
We have to. I lost count. We have to start over.
So I have a serious question. So
Three fingers in my ass.
Trying to say ask a serious question.
Go ahead, David. Ask a serious question.
One in the pink.
Enjoying this episode? Go check out Geekster, a dating and friends app for geeks that focuses on common interests as a way to make meaningful connections. Download today on the App Store or click the link in the description to find out more. Geekster, this is what happens when nerds collide. Geekster, available on iOS and Android.
So one of the weird things about this is, of course, it's one of the first talkies, so the acting is very odd. But my question is this: so, like, my all-time favorite film was Alien, 1979. Do you think 90 years from now, what's okay? Who's the math person? Because it's not me and Hopkins.
It's 91 years.
What's 91 years? What's 1979?
It'll literally be 91 years next week. So,
okay, but what's 1979 plus 91 years? What year is that?
2070.
20.
Okay, so in 2070, a bunch of idiots like us.
I like how you said it with the most confidence ever, and then asked, "Is it right?"
I thought I saw Ducky calculating, and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. It's checked on that."
70, 90? Yeah, no, it's 2070. Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
all right, so a bunch of idiots like us are going to podcast.
A bunch of idiots like us are in metaverse, right? They're in the metaverse. They're doing a podcast, and they're reviewing Alien from 79.
2079.
Yeah, 2079. Are they shitting on it like us? Like, oh my God, it's acting by Sigourney Weaver. That is
it depends if we have aliens then. So if there's aliens and we know what they look like,
we'll be they don't even look like that.
Oh my God!
Whatever we think is talking in movies, maybe that'll come into play.
Y'all seen this one right here?
Or they'll be like, did you see how they portrayed the xenomorph? That was mean. He had no lines. And he was on screen for 7 minutes. The movie was literally called Alien. That's offensive.
We're going to be so woke. Our children's children are going to be half alien creatures. So you can't say jack shit.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's all in the metaverse. And what is the next form of podcast? They'll have their
own fucking. So are you telling me that there's a chance that people in this group are going to be having sex with aliens from outer space?
Especially
Fuck
you.
Yes.
You are the number one.
All day.
Because they got asses like Station from Bill and Ted 2.
Hell yeah.
You're
what if they looked like Station from Bill and Ted 2?
I still would
on it.
I still would do it.
As long as he gets it.
If they were, then so be it. Then they're getting this somewhere on their body.
What if they're crab people?
They're getting the big bat.
Javi already has crab, so he's fine.
Like, I love Futurama. I've always wanted to have it we're fresh with Dr. Zoidberg. So bam, I'll still live up to that.
There's Harvard.
I mean, you watch District 9 and be like, let's see.
Oh yeah, let's see where this goes.
All right, guys. Anything else about Dracula, though? Like, I think it personally is a masterpiece. I understand what everyone else is saying, though. It is slow paced. It's very slow paced. For an hour and 16 minutes, it takes its fucking time.
I do think that I see a lot of influences in a lot of movies that came after this. I think this set a lot of trends for a lot of future movies and how movies were made.
As a kid growing up, even like all the shows that I like, David mentioned Scooby-Doo, but I mean, even watching tales like Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps that have heavy nods towards this character.
Yeah.
And also as a kid, I remember going to like Universal Studios and seeing Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review, where it's like all the Universal monsters jamming out, playing classic music. That's like the lyrics has been changed to be about them. That stuff. Amazing. It's awesome. It's a fucking a really, really cool show. It's ridiculous, but it can't be ridiculous unless you have something with like that much foundation for that to build on it.
And isn't Dracula the most used storyline in cinema history? Like more movies have been made about a vampire than any other genre, than any other style in the history of cinema.
I think you're right. And other than maybe zombies might be up there on par with it. But I want to piggyback on what Tail said. Universal Studios also does Bill and Ted Halloween Adventure every
year. Did you just call Miles Tail?
Yeah, I think I did. On Tails.
Tell her.
Catch me in my new movie,
I don't
Sonic 2. Coming soon.
Did I? I think I did
Yeah, you
because I'm
did.
such a video game person.
You're thinking of Tails like miles per hour.
Because
Miles per hour,
Yeah,
man,
I think I did.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Miles. I don't know.
Growing up fat when that game was popular was a bad time for me as a child. But, it's cool. Thanks for bringing it up.
I'm so
That's
sorry.
the
about
real
that.
horror of this podcast, as I just flashback to all my bullying.
Oh my god, dude. So anyhow, Tails was right about that, and they had the Bill and Ted 2 Halloween nights. And if you want to waste an afternoon on YouTube watching some fun shit, watch that because they have every year posted on YouTube, and it's a fun variety show. It's pretty cool.
Well, I've
It's
been
a great
watching
show.
documentaries on Vietnam, so I'll switch over and watch that.
Yeah. It's for your own sanity. No, same with Vietnam.
It kills just in a different way.
I'm so sorry again, dude. My brain just popped. All right, guys, let's go down and recommend it. Miles, I'm gonna say Tails again. Miles, do you recommend this movie?
I recommend just watching the sexiest Winona Ryder scenes from the version that Jake watched.
I've never found her sexy. I just don't get it. Except for when she was acting
dude,
crazy in the
so
first season of Stranger Things when she was crazy. I was like, that's
She
kinda
makes
hot.
Alien 3 worth watching, bro. Like,
Have you seen my werewolf?
Dude,
Yeah, you're right,
She was
you're
my
right, it's
first. She was my first goth crush when I saw her. in
Lydia
Beetlejuice.
Dietz.
When I saw her in
Lydia Dietz,
Beetlejuice,
yeah.
I was like, I think this is
Dude,
what,
dude.
because I lived in a small town in Florida. I didn't know what goth girls were. And I saw that and I was like, oh, they're into poetry and they wear all dark black stuff. I like them.
Yep. Jake, how about you? Do you recommend Bram Stoker's?
Yeah, this was really good. I got a couple notes here.
Gary Oldman owns the movie, man.
Yeah, he does. He does like an infinite amount of costumes in it. It's really cool. He's got cool armor at the beginning of it. Reminds me of Kroll and the
that
Cell.
armor? Yeah, the armor was really. Yeah, the Cell too.
There's a cool shot of her falling, but she's not falling. It's like she's being pulled.
What about
Anthony
the
Hopkins.
puppets? The puppets. Remember the puppet scene? When they had a
Anthony
little-
Hopkins. David,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
throwing me off
crushes
here.
it. I'm sorry.
I don't know if this is supposed to be canon in the movie or not, but Anthony Hopkins has dual roles. He plays one of the priests at the beginning. I don't know if you noticed this or not. Some of the worst accents ever. The trainer
this one
is
too.
great. There's hair on Dracula's palms, more like Dracula. Am I right?
That's it. Yeah, we're gonna get to the movie in 2 months.
Dracula says he will love once again, and he tells the ladies to stay off of Keanu Reeves. He's his. And then Keanu Reeves is like, "Oh no, Dracula's gonna fuck me!" And then he has the balls to write a letter saying, "Ever faithful, you're Jonathan." At the end, like we know you just got.
And then when
I'm
Dracula
sorry.
kills,
I've got way more. I'm sorry.
It's all good. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. You'll be prepared.
Now you know what I went through when everyone was watching the fucking things. No, the Christmas movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. And I ended up watching Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 like a fucking chump.
You said it yourself.
Yeah.
Did you just call Jake
I
a
don't feel
chump?
like that at all, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
Did you just call
Y'all's
Jake
reviewing
a
this
chump?
movie.
All right, David.
I think I chose the superior version. So.
Yeah, you did.
David, do you recommend it?
Yeah, I would watch it on like times 2 or 3 speed and just go really fast. And then when you're done, go watch Freaks. Because that's a fucking movie.
Oh, that movie's so fucked up.
Browning,
Bro.
too.
Same director, right? Same director,
Freaks
right?
is great.
Yeah, watch Freaks and then watch Nosferatu.
We accept the one of us.
One
Gobble,
gobble.
We
Gobble,
gobble,
gobble.
gobble. One of us.
Again, I'm getting hard. It's so weird.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So weird. Come on, guys.
My
Jay,
kid's
do you
always like, what,
recommend
this
it?
is a party?
Yeah.
Jay, do you recommend?
Yeah, it's fun.
Simple to the point.
That's a
All right.
solid. That's a solid recommend from Jay.
Yeah.
That's the William Sonamo version of it's bad. Will can never say it's a bad movie. It's a fun movie.
Fun movie.
I save those for your movies, Javi.
Damn, that's rough.
It's coming up soon. Raph, do you recommend it? Oh God, do you recommend it?
No.
Before I tell you I don't recommend it, I just wanted to say one thing. There was a scene where the two nurses were looking at each other, and the guy's like, "It looks like we're the only two sane people here."
Oh yes,
but sometimes I have my doubts about you, and he just
funny
walks away
shit.
staring at that
Dude, I straight like laughed out loud. I was like, "Oh shit!"
I had to stop it. It was so funny.
Yeah, it was so.
But
funny.
no, don't watch
What was
this
that? What was
shit.
that accent he was doing too? He had a weird accent.
I think he was like Scottish, Irish. Yeah.
It was both. It was Irish.
Oh,
So it was the Liam
innkeeper
Neeson.
couldn't say Dracula. That shit was
Dracula.
funny too.
Javi, do you recommend it?
Of course, I want to recommend this movie. But yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna make anybody watch it. I'm not gonna like heavily suggest somebody watch it. I'll just like, yeah, you should watch it, and I'll just walk away. And that's it.
He does have like an elaborate clockwork orange setup going on somewhere. Like, you watch this movie now.
Watch this movie.
And I'm gonna recommend it. I'm gonna recommend it. I think it's a masterpiece. I think it's the beginning of horror in a lot of ways. And I think it's fucking awesome. And I'm gonna say watch it once in your lifetime at least, or watch it every Halloween. Put it on in the background.
Definitely don't do
Put
that.
it on a projector while you give out candy to the kids, and they'll be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Hey,
And they're like, "Don't worry,
I'm
you'll
glad
never
I
watch
watched it.
I agree with that recommendation, Ducky, about putting it on like a projector for like ambiance at like like a Halloween
That'd be
party or
fun.
something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, while you're doing mushrooms and DMT.
Hell yeah, dude.
Jake, what were you gonna say? You had your hand up.
I was gonna ask it. Well, why didn't y'all start with Nosferatu?
I don't want to do 5 months of Dracula. I think 3 months is enough. I think starting with a silent film that's going to be difficult. But I will recommend Nosferatu. Plus, it's only 30 minutes long.
Well, how about the Shadow of the Vampire?
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, the movie about Eddie is
John Malkovich.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah. I once downloaded that movie and got it. All right.
This is why you shouldn't have sex with monkeys. Because it's pain.
The vampire is an allegory for the STD. We forgot to totally talk about that, but everyone knows.
Anthony Hopkins had a great STD joke in this movie. It was clutch. Something about civilization and civilization. I don't.
Hey everyone, it's just Duck jumping in here real quick to say thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you're enjoying it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And just so you know, the next section of the podcast will be clips from the movie, so you can find replays of the live video stream at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com/We Are Podcast Network. Once again, all links can be found in the description. Come check out our live stream every Monday at 8 p.m. And for a full list of future films, check out our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast. And with that, back to the Horrorcast.
All right.
Hey, girls.
Can you guys?
Hey, girl.
All right.
Whatever you do, don't fuck it up.
Sorry.
Falling.
Like Harvey Firestein. Take it back to kindergarten.
I say, driver, a bit slower.
Get that bitch off me.
Must reach the inn before sundown.
Dracula
Going
is
like 5
scary.
miles an hour.
Whose carriage? Count Dracula's.
Ooh.
Count Dracula's.
Right here.
Yes.
Dracula.
All right, can you pause it right there? Like, go back to that guy.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like what was going on in his head was I don't know what to do with my right hand.
Let me ask you this.
You know, what do I do with this hand? I don't know what to do with it.
Somebody give me another bottle. I'm lost here.
Can I get a crane or a rock or something to hold?
I would love to see a shot-for-shot remake of this as a play, like just like the movie, as a play, but they do it like the acting just like this, because I think it would be fucking hilarious.
The hand doesn't move though.
Bee casket, thank you.
Bee casket. I don't know why there's a bee casket.
It's so little.
Why does it have so many
Badass.
That's a little bit cute though. He probably saw that on Pinterest.
All right, look how cool this is. Spanish. Spanish Dracula, when he shows up, it's so much more epic.
Okay, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do a Cheech and Chong bit.
Hey, man.
Wait. Like, let's look at that. Let's look at that Dracula.
Okay.
Is it not the same Dracula?
No.
Shit.
Oh.
We'll have a close up of him in a second.
It almost so the Sesame Street Dracula almost seems like he's modeled more after this one.
Yeah.
He really does.
It was really fucking sleepy in there.
See, I can laugh at it, and I'm not racist. But if I do it, I'm racist.
You've already done it twice.
No, that was Raph. That wasn't me.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, it's not even. No video to prove otherwise. Meet Dracula.
I'm really afraid of getting canceled.
Dracula. I bid you welcome.
Meet Spanish Dracula, completely different introduction.
¿Cómo estás, puñeta? Vente a mi casa, yo soy Dracula.
He's like, hey, you got any more of that shit?
Mira, yo necesito más mota.
The Spanish Dracula looks quite a bit different, and his eyes are always open also. So.
My name is Jeff.
Look,
he's got a thyroid condition.
Children of the night.
He looks strong the fuck out.
Chamber.
How could you imagine Michael Caine as fucking Dracula?
I'm Dracula.
Children of
And I
the
can't do,
night.
can't do nothing.
You came up
What
to my
music,
torture chamber.
baby.
Master Wayne. Fuck, wrong movie.
You came to my house, Van Helsing.
Walk through webs. Perfect. Let me do a little cut there. Oh. Terrifying.
Whoa, how they do that?
It was cement, believe it or not.
That spider was cement.
Spider
I know, right?
spinning his web for the unwary fly. The blood is the life, Mr. Red.
Now I can't take it seriously now that you guys have pointed out how fucking hilarious it is.
Because it's so over the top.
I never drink wine.
Right.
This is
Bro,
very old.
Leslie Nielsen does a better Bela Lugosi Dracula than Bela Lugosi did Dracula.
Can we also point out? Can we also point out this movie was made during the worst economic time in American history?
Yeah. Yep.
I hope.
But can we go back to when he was picking up that bottle of wine?
Yes, because they made movies like this.
Yeah.
Very.
It was like he didn't know where it was. He was still trying to look cool.
For real, yeah.
Why?
Very old.
I hope.
Dude, he's working so hard on those peripherals right now.
Aren't you drinking? I never drink.
Nah,
Why?
nigga, that shit ain't good. That shit's old, bro. There's no fridges around here. You didn't even hear a pop when he pulled the cord.
Been all good, blood. I'm good.
You will see that I get lives. Not human
He
lives.
was the best part.
Small.
What is that noise in the background? It's like somebody spinning a cat.
Yeah, someone's punching a cat in the stomach off screen.
I'll be loyal.
Does sound like a cat.
It's the wind. If you remember the boat scene, like everything was flipping.
Yeah.
It was the wind.
And they were spinning cats on the top.
On the side.
Renfield
That shit was
pretty-
hilarious.
Wise man.
Dude,
Look at
I'm not
his
gonna lie.
eyes.
That's exactly what it sounds
Why,
like
the
when I hit
man's gone
climax.
crazy.
If you had a mirror, you'd probably notice that he looks like that too.
I probably do.
Spanish Renfield is crazy.
Okay,
This is
Rob,
my
you're
last
up.
Spanish.
Here we go.
¡Cabrón! ¡Puta madre!
Dios mío! ¡Es un vampiro!
¿Qué pasó? Déjenme salir.
Este pendejo es muy loco.
Introductions.
Mina.
So,
Count Dracula.
Miss
What's up, baby?
Weston.
Come, Drake.
How do you do?
Oh, man.
She's the friend who does that
Mr.
thing
Hopkins.
that Dracula likes.
Yeah, you know, with the tongue.
How do
That guy looks like Stan Laurel.
To die speech.
To die. To be really dead. That must be glorious. There are far worse things waiting, man.
By the way, guys, I have a Lucy doll.
Do you really?
Yeah, right there.
Also, side note, that's his first meeting, those two.
Holy shit.
And he was dropping that shit.
Yeah. But he's also a psychic, hypnotic, fucking. He can make people think whatever he wants.
I don't think he's on the spectrum.
Psychosomatic,
Somatic. I don't think he's on the spectrum. He's making too much eye contact.
That's what people on the spectrum like to do sometimes. Sometimes
No, they look away or they look at your eyebrows.
Person will just stare at you. If they got Asperger's, they like to stare at you and say like creepy things like this. Like they don't have a filter.
So I have Asperger's, is what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Fuck off, Copper.
Fog seems to be closing down a bit, sir.
No, they can Warzone.
What?
That's the battery drop moment right there, guys.
Get away from me, you crazy asshole.
Renfield cries.
Oh, Martin, please. Here, give it to me now.
No, he's jerking him off.
Martin, please.
Give it to me.
Don't throw my
You know what that looked like? That looked like somebody healing somebody in Dead by Daylight.
Yeah. That's exactly what it looks like.
Hey, so just real quick. Yep, there he is. Stop, trying to heal you. Don't mess up the skill check.
Martin, don't throw my spider away from me.
So real question.
Spider, go out the window.
So Renfield was blamed for murdering all the people on the boat. Am I correct?
Yes.
And they put him in this sanitarium, but then let him walk freely.
They don't know how he gets out. I mean, but obviously they don't lock doors around there. So
Well, it sounds like Dracula let him out.
I like whoever said earlier, if you're familiar to Dracula, you can get out. Like I think that's a good, you can do whatever you need to do.
Well, you hear that nurse right there talk about the bars bending like there were cheese. So I'm assuming Dracula let him out.
Ah, yes. There you go.
Okay.
Flies? Flies? Poor puny things.
Flies?
Who wants to eat flies? You do, ya loony.
You do.
Spiders.
I'm sorry. I just love Renfield so much. Nosferatu.
Gentlemen, we are dealing with the undead.
Nosferatu.
Yes, Nosferatu. The undead. The vampire.
Fake bat and paper. So this is an iconic scene where they don't know if the paper strapped to the lamp was supposed to be there. See that paper right there?
Oh,
There's rumors that was a piece of the script, and they taped it up on there, and they forgot to take it down when they did the shot, and they just said, "Fuck it."
Yeah,
I don't know.
Starbucks coffee cup and Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Too expensive to reshoot.
Yeah. So
they couldn't take it out in post.
Look, he's reading that paper right now.
He's like, what is it?
Walk slowly.
What are you lying?
I will bite her neck after this.
That paper
Hold your hands like you're holding a little puppy.
What do these little half circle
Crazy
lines
Dracula over your bed. I can sleep with me now.
He looks like he's complaining about the prices at the Golden Corral. Why is it so expensive?
Was he in that steak fight the other night?
It's a supply chain.
They used to have
bite
Clams
came into
Casino
office.
every night at the Golden Corral.
Supply chain.
Well, there's no more Clams Casino.
You know who didn't have $3 a gallon gas? Trump. That's
Oh, Jesus. Who made the latkes? Who overcooked these latkes? Jesus Christ.
Let's go, Brandon.
Ever since Corona started, we haven't had the chocolate fountain.
my question is, who said he looks like De Niro? That's
pretty gay.
I think Miles said that, or somebody.
Yeah,
he looks like De Niro in The Fockers.
Yes.
I got
On
my
the
eye on
nose.
you.
I've got nibble Fokker. Can you milk me?
I'm watching you, Van Helsing. I got my eyes on you.
What could have caused them, Professor?
Count Dracula.
Oh, she said it
A
was.
case of being a pussy.
I don't like them.
No.
Rivals meet.
Excuse me, Count Dracula, Professor Van Helsing.
What's up, Captain Nerd?
That would be great if you kept on showing that over and over again.
A most distinguished scientist, whose name we know.
There was a scene
Even
where
as
he
wise-
bowed like 5 times. I counted it.
Transylvania.
Maybe we got the wrong autistic person in this. Maybe. Mirror.
I can imagine.
Why, John?
What a bitch.
His suit looks so itchy, doesn't it?
Very uncomfortable for sure.
Son of a bitch.
He's like, oh,
For one who has not lived even a single lifetime, you are a wise man, Van Helsing.
Nerd.
Nerd alert.
We shall meet again very quickly, and you shall kill me off screen.
Renfield begs again.
By the way, what a kick-ass the staircase. Oh, I thought. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no,
Renfield
we got
begging
there. We'll
again.
get there. I know what you're talking about.
No, Master.
Javi, get
I
out of the
wasn't
room.
going to say anything.
His master's a plastic bat.
I told him
no,
nothing.
dude. This is like
I'm
the
loyal.
archetype for the Joker, and he's afraid of the Batman.
I thought the same thing, dude. I actually thought
Yeah.
he looked like the guy from The Man That Laughs that the Joker's based
Yeah.
on, but it's not the same
Joseph
actor.
Vite. No, it's
Yeah.
not him.
Hail to you, Master.
No shit.
What have you to do with Dracula?
Dracula.
It's funny. It's a funny
It
movie.
is funny. You're right.
You look at me like,
I
I'm
never
gonna touch
you
my
have like
penis
a-
now.
I know. Where's that hand going? Put your hand back up here,
Boing.
Renfield.
Yeah.
Also, did you notice that Renfield was kind of the Newman of the show? It was always like, Renfield.
he
Oh,
comes.
hello, Renfield.
Oh, hello,
He escaped
Renfield.
again.
Well, he's
Dracula.
he's
Not
far,
people.
he's far and away the most interesting character in this movie.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, he
It's
has
not
he
even
has the only-
close.
Yeah, he has the only arc.
Yummy, yummy.
I got sugar in my tummy.
What does he
Does-
do to her? Like, I know
I
that
think
they
he
didn't
bites
show
her
it.
because later on, whenever he says she's crazy, she kind of looks like, yeah, I am.
Come
to me.
Well, he's
This
sucking
is
her blood too.
This is the stare off.
on me.
Yeah.
Come on me.
Okay. By the way, if they cut this scene in half, they could have had a better ending. This scene
Yeah,
was
you're right.
way too long.
Oh my
They're about to
god.
kiss.
They're
They
about
could
to
have
kiss,
cut a
bro.
whole lot of the other
This
parts.
whole thing, okay, guys, this is what started AIDS. I mean, I'm sorry.
This magic
Moment.
moment.
There are definitely versions of this where they kiss. I'm just
Oh
saying.
god, yeah.
What's
I've
he? The
watched-
Peruvian
times.
version.
Yeah.
And I've seen them.
It says
You're
Van. What's his name?
You know, right now he looks like a kid that's trying to be mean.
Look at that badass
Jump.
stance, Van Helsing.
Like
He
you
looks
can't
like a,
bully me.
doesn't Van Helsing look like a
That's an old
gunslinger
man
right there?
stance, is what
He
that
does.
is.
He looks
He
like,
looks like-
what's his face from the Mandalorian, the Bat Kane or Kane, whatever the fuck his name is.
Okay, you lost me.
Cad
there.
Bane.
He looks
Cat
like he's
Bane.
both on
Bane.
offense and defense
He
at the
looks
same
like Cat
time. Is what I
Bane,
see.
Well,
Them
right there,
s-
he was about to pull his weapon, Jay. If you
His
remember, it was that
weapon
little
is a
cross.
bat
Right?
can.
Yeah, he was like, we're
That
gonna do
little
this.
cross.
Again,
Yeah.
it's Star Wars. It's fucking Star Wars.
In the
Them-
Spanish version, he pulled a switchblade. Fighting
I
back.
thought you were gonna say lightsaber.
You better have clipped that.
Look at that! Did you see when he takes a swipe? He goes like he makes a noise that he swiped at it.
Yes?
I'll get in your hair.
He looks like Napoleon Dynamite playing that game with the ball and the string,
Oh,
and he's trying to
shit.
hit the tether ball. He's Napoleon Dynamite trying to hit the tether ball.
He's crazy. Here's your scene, Raph, that you said.
He's crazy.
Oh, this is what
They're all crazy. They're all crazy except you and me. Sometimes I have me doubts about you.
And she agrees. Look.
Dude, right to her face. It's like that potent stench of brain alcohol on his breath. Telling her that she's the crazy one.
He's about to shoot her in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I had 2 shots in here, one for each of us.
He did sound like every character in that bar, the Slaughtered Lamb in American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
Renfield is deadified.
Mm.
I didn't think
There's
of
the
him.
staircase.
That it kept that
That's a
set,
good
that
bet
set
as
for like
fuck,
10
too.
years and used it in a shit ton of movies.
Yeah, dude, that's it. I think it's used in Frankenstein.
Fucking
Yes, the tower.
Arabian Nights.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I didn't know. I swear. Oh no, don't. Don't kill me.
He's gonna kill him
Let
with
me
his
live,
pointer
please.
finger.
Punish me, torture me, but let me
Spank me.
live. I
He just
can't
pokes
die
his
with
eyes
all
right
those
there.
eyes on my
Doink.
conscience. All that blood on my face.
By the way, guys, that's Dracula's undoing because if he keeps Renfield alive, Renfield can keep away Van Helsing and that
You're
giant
right.
pussy guy because that old guy is very frail and the other guy's a giant pussy because his suit is so itchy. He's constantly itching himself.
He's uncomfortable.
So really, Dracula was his he was his own demise.
Look at this badass parkour scene. Parkour.
Boom! Right
No,
behind
no.
the thing.
That's where the bed sheet is. Follow
3
that.
stuntmen died performing that show.
Dracula is dead, and you don't see shit. Just hear it. I kind of hate Van Helsing for killing him in such a shitty way.
Well, he's just making him climax right now.
Fucking movie.
Like, I want to make sure you come to death, Dracula.
That's right.
She coming right
There
now?
you go. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, she is.
Yeah.
He's killing.
And-
He's killing her with the remote control for her vibrator. That's clearly in her.
Oh, she got one of those eggs up there. Yeah. The stupid end.
We thought he
Go ahead, Jay. What were you gonna say?
No, I just said vibrators in the 30s would be like the size of a Buick. So.
That's why she has that
Brutal,
face
man.
on her.
You gotta have a generator to start it.
There's just so much
kill him
smoke
yet.
coming out of
Don't
her dress.
kill
They
him
think
yet.
that Cheech and Chong are there.
It looks like a pull start on him.
They got the main
Man, just turn it on.
She's like so not turned on anymore. She's like, well, let's go have boring missionary sex now.
Yeah, that's all they're getting.
The
At
daylight
3 o'clock in the
stopped.
afternoon.
Oh, if you could have seen the look on
The
his face.
dumbest end
There's
ever.
nothing more to fear, Miss Mina.
Can I get in on this?
No, you must go.
Give me a key.
Aren't you coming?
Beat it,
Not
nerd.
yet. Presently. Come, John.
Oh, I gotta fuck this corpse.
Maybe just show me a tit.
Yeah, so that's Dracula, and that was a blast, guys. Thank you so much. Recommendations. I'm gonna recommend first of all the better of the two movies, Frankenstein. Frankenstein released the same year, believe it or not.
Oh, I
The
didn't
one with
know
Neil
that.
Patrick Harris.
The one with Boris Karloff's
By the way,
is
is that the same font they used?
yes, yeah, it's because it's
No other fonts were invented until the 1940s.
Yeah. With Valentine's Day was invented, they invented it. Yeah,
Even
so
love movies looked like
I love
horror
this
fucking
Frankenstein.
movies.
I hope we get the Frankenstein at some point, and maybe do a trilogy of those again. That would be really cool because I'd like to watch
Frankenstein,
the-
grab that ass, bro.
Yeah, oh, suck it, suck
Give me
it.
some head, motherfucker.
Next, I'm going to recommend the Monster Squad. Of course, we watched this already on the cast and we talked about it,
Monster
but God damn it.
Smash.
I think Jay said it best. He said this might be the best version of Dracula. So I absolutely love this movie. I think it holds up. I think it's a great time, and I recommend that. And finally, I have a third one, Ed Wood. If you've never seen Ed Wood, you are missing
Ed Wood
out.
fucking slaps.
It is,
Oh, Ed Wood
so,
is so
good,
good.
and it's the story
His
about
portrayal of Bela Lugosi is so good.
yeah. Who's it? Martin Landau.
He got an Oscar
What?
for it.
Looks
Yeah,
like
Hey,
no,
what do you want an
Martin
Oscar?
Landau.
What a
Do
great
what?
movie too. Just about filmmaking. I love movies about filmmaking, and it's just so. I think
yeah,
Johnny
I
Depp's
remember.
amazing in it too. I
Did you
forgot
say-
Bill Murray was in it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Did I see what?
That was Jay. What did you say? He didn't win an Oscar for it?
No, he did. He totally won an Oscar.
Oh,
for
that's
it.
what I was saying. Yeah. Okay.
No, yeah, totally.
All right. With that said, do you guys have any recommendations?
I do.
Yep.
What do you got?
Fright Night, both of them. They're both fucking awesome. And I don't mean Fright Night Part 2. I mean the original and the remake. I loved both of them. And Innocent Blood, fucking mafia vampires, dude. It's fucking awesome.
It's slapping. All right. Anyone else got a recommendation?
Yeah, I got Dust Till Dawn.
Oh god.
Oh, hell yeah.
We got to get on
Two
watching
movies
that.
in
1, 2 movies in one.
That's a great one.
Yeah, we've got to watch that. That's going to be a great cast.
And then another cool one would be Vampire in Brooklyn.
I love Vampire in Brooklyn, dude.
Oh,
That's a
I
great
will
one.
murder whoever. If you do that cast, I will be David Jessup. I will be playing the part of David
So you'll
Hated
be
it in
the
95.
attractive, smart one. Okay.
Hated it in 95. Hated it today.
Oh, Near Dark.
Phenomenal. Near Dark, phenomenal.
Anyone
the 30 Days of Night is great.
Oh,
That's a good
yes.
one.
Dude, 30 Days at Night is awesome.
Maybe we should.
Once Bitten. With
Once
Jim
Bitten is
Carrey.
the shit.
I
shit.
like the sequel twice.
Interview with the Vampire.
Oh shit! If we're talking vampires,
White Snake. I
Midnight
get it.
Mass. Gotta watch Midnight
Oh,
Mass.
I just
haven't
watched
seen that
Midnight
one
Mass.
yet.
That was really
Fucking
good. Yeah,
great.
for sure.
Great vampire segue.
Thanks for ruining it for me. I didn't know it was about vampires.
How about Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah,
That was
that
a
was
good
great.
one.
With the vampire.
Yeah, I just said that, but whatever. I guess we're just talking over me at this point.
Doesn't count.
Guys, has Happy said anything in a while? I haven't heard him.
No.
I didn't hear
I think he's
anything
on
from
mute.
him.
So we're
Something
doing
about
this.
anime. Hey, I'm surprised
came up-
Javi didn't say Vampire
Vampire
Hunter
Hunter
D.
D.
Yes, that's a no. I
Oh,
would agree.
actually,
That's a
If
great
I want
one.
to do any type of vampire anime, it's most likely going to be Castlevania.
That's
That's
pretty
a good one too. Yeah.
Hey,
I'll throw out
choice.
a lighthearted one on that note. The 2012 Ninja Turtle series has some really great horror themed episodes. They fight somebody based on Freddy Krueger and based on Jason Voorhees.
Nice.
And they have an episode where they actually go. I think it's called like the Ninja Turtles and the Curse of Dracula or something.
You know,
like
it's
that.
you know what's so weird, Miles, is this entire cast, my dick's been getting hard until now. It actually went up inside my body cavity. It just like it ran away as you were talking. My
Sir,
dick was
you hate on
hard,
the
and then it
Ninja
was
Turtles.
like- it was
That's
like-
just. I feel sad for your joyless life.
I'm gonna piggyback
Buy
off
some
of Miles.
nunchucks and fucking have a good time, sir.
I'm gonna
They're legal
piggyback
now
off
in
Miles.
New York. So.
Have you ever seen Scooby Doo and the Ghoul School?
Hell yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yes.
where all the
My
kids
dick's hard
are
now.
Universal
Okay.
monsters.
Back to heart.
If you like that, you'll enjoy Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles and the Curse of Dracula, David. Don't knock it before you try it, my dude.
But I'm also
Yeah,
with Jake on
the
Once
last time
Bitten.
they said that, they were like, "Hey, you should go to Haiti and not wear a condom. Don't knock it before you try it." I'm like,
Don't knock it before you try it. I will say Once Bitten was a sexual awakening movie for me. I had no fucking idea what was going on. And when she bit the buttons off, I didn't know what that meant. So I still don't know what it means. But yeah, what a fun movie. Anything else, guys? Any other
Blade.
vampire?
All the Blade.
Oh, just get Blade done, man. Blade's the shit.
They're
Come on.
bringing a new Blade, I think.
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
That was, I think Blade has the
Good
coolest
choice.
vampire deaths in Blade 2 when they kind of turn into ashes.
Well,
Guillermo del Toro.
man.
Yeah.
That's where it's
Guillermo
at.
del Toro.
That's that movie.
We already did it, but Let the Right One In. That's a fucking
Yeah.
great vampire movie.
That was one of mine.
That was so good.
Who said it earlier? Vampires
good.
have been done over and
Yeah.
over.
And over and over
It is the
again.
most one.
Let's bring some fucking Frankenstein to the light, man.
I think just Dracula alone, and this was 25 years ago, has been depicted on film 200 times, and that was 25 years ago.
Wow,
dude.
So that and the Die Hard archetype of the a good guy trapped talking to a terrorist is probably the second most done.
David,
style.
you
I
just
think
came
zombies
up-
made a boom
That's
in like the early 2000s. though.
Yeah.
David,
A terrorist vampire.
you
Yeah.
just came up with the best movie ever. It's
Die
gonna be
Hard
Dracula
meets
meets
vampire.
Die Hard. Yes, put them
Van
together
Helsing,
somehow.
Van Helsing's the Bruce Willis.
He's
And
crawling
then-
through. He's crawling through broken mirrors and
Just
Or
Castlevania.
John McClane is descendant of Van Helsing.
Yeah,
It's
they
literally
made that
writing
movie.
itself.
It was
It's-
called Van Helsing.
Yeah, it's just Castlevania, which is the movie Van Helsing. That's
Horrible.
Which is so bad.
It's
such a
got,
bad
you know
movie.
what? I am an apologist for that movie. I like it. It
Oh,
is-
Which
Underworld. I dug Underworld.
Underworld was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
was good.
15 of them.
Okay.
No, the
Vampire
first one.
movies. Vampire movies.
You seen Lego
Vampire
Bram
movies.
Stoker's Dracula?
Banicula.
I'm actually gonna. Watching this made me want to watch Bram Stoker's Dracula.
We're going to
Francis
in
Ford
2
Coppola.
months. So next month.
Let's just
we're
talk
gonna
about it
do-
now. Let's get it over with.
We're gonna do.
I can
I
take
agree.
new notes.
Let me ask
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
reason
save
it work.
these and I'm gonna add
New
more.
cast.
Jacob,
Look.
Jacob just watched it. Let me ask you something, Jacob. If Ducky gave me the film, could I edit out Keanu Reeves and would it still work?
Yeah, put in
Yes.
Tom Cruise.
No, not put it
100%.
in somebody. Just take out that character.
And they're just talking to nobody.
Well,
No, just cut out Indiana.
How about this?
Indiana.
Oh, okay,
I'll meet
you
you halfway.
can cut out.
Okay.
You can cut out 80% of Keanu Reeves. You have to have him for key moments to make the plot relevant of what's going on.
I have another
fuck
question.
is this shit?
there any way we
Who's
could
TikToking?
add 80% more Keanu Reeves to that movie before I watch it?
How about this? How about this?
And a laugh track.
We take out Jonathan Harker, but we put in total Johnny Utah.
Okay.
Johnny Utah.
Yeah, this movie works all goddamn day.
Van Helsing. Van Helsing. Give me two.
I need two next. Bring me two.
What if we add fucking what's his face? The new version of him in all the killer movies. Like
John Wick.
If we add John Wick in there, then I think it's
Did you bite my
As
dog?
long as the vampire doesn't suck the blood of a dog, I'm good
Did
with
you
it.
bite my dog?
Well, guys,
You don't understand, Dracula. It was John Wick's dog. Oh.
Or make him Dracula, and he can say the line, "I'm guessing I'm Drac."
So, guys, we're gonna watch House of Dracula next month, and then we're gonna end with Ram Stoker's Dracula the month after.
Ram Stoker? Ooh, Ram Stoker. That Dracula porn.
That's a porn star.
House of Dracula
Stroker.
is Hammer Films. And
I love Hammer Films.
Yes, and I believe it was 50s for this.
It was basically Peter Cushing in every single movie.
It is Peter Cushing and it is Christopher Lee playing Van Helsing and Dracula. So that's
Hammer Films. They were super gory back in the day.
There was like 7 of them we could have chosen, and this one's the best one. I think it's the first one. So that's
awesome. I love Hammer.
They have one. Don't they have one where Cushing is Dracula?
I don't know.
It's called
no. Cushing plays Frankenstein.
Yes,
and his version of Frankenstein is terrifying. Like his Dr. Frankenstein apparently is real terrifying.
Yeah, he made a bunch of different monsters and unleashed them. So
Set the coordinates for
Very nice. All right, guys. With that said, thank you so much for being here. Miles, tell them where they can find you on the internet.
You can follow me everywhere at Mr. Most Days Off, and you can check out my Simpsons podcast, the Best Darn Diddly Review Show. That's at Best Darn Diddly. And our next episode coming out is going to be the interview we just had with Al Jean, the showrunner of the show. So I'm pretty excited.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah. Renfield, aka David Jessup, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find my creepy art at Stop Motion Nightmares on Facebook, Children of Dave on Instagram, and I'll be performing at Viva's Lounge Burlesque show on February 19th called Cirque de Burlesque.
And you'll be performing with Dracula himself. So
I will be wearing all black as usual, but I will not be taking off any clothes. I will be.
It's a strap on.
Shut up! We're ruining it. You're gonna ruin it for my
Just strap off, bro.
Dracula, not Dracula.
Dracula. Also, just so everyone knows, we were brought to you by Geekster, the dating and nerd app for geeks. So we have a sponsor now. So go download that on iOS and Android.
That's awesome,
It'll be linked in the description.
Download it, and maybe we'll get some of that sweet sponsor.
We ain't never gonna sponsor money.
We're now dating at Geekster.
I am so happy.
If 3 people get married, then we get like $1, I think.
No,
So
we
that's
get
pretty cool.
We got
until
down
you
to
find a
split
date,
between
Javi.
the 7 of us.
Wait,
what?
The cool thing is, I'm just happy that now Bobby Frisky can finally find a date. I'm so fucking happy.
We're gonna hook them up. You can also check out all the podcasts at wearepodcast.podbean.com, where you can find We Are Air, which we just did a live version of. Check that out on Twitch right now. We Are Bagu. There's more of those coming up. We Are other stuff. We Are We Are Endor, which we just started, me and my girlfriend, which is the Lord of the Rings podcast.
That's cool, dude.
Check that out. And you can check out Camp/Horrorcast every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. We will probably not be doing a cast next week, so we'll probably be back in 2 weeks. We will let you know as soon as I know, but we'll figure that out because Valentine's
Hold on,
Day.
here's a good way. Jay, is Duck working next week?
No.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, problem
All you
solved.
need to know. All right. So with that said, keep horror in your heart. And guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for a fun cast. We're gonna try to raid Pronzo if it'll let us.
We're gonna what, Pronzo?
We're gonna
What'd
raid
you
him.
just say?
Dude, they're not prawns like from District 9. You're not.
Yeah, you can't fuck them.
Still
I
fucking
heard
prawn.
rape. That's what I heard.
Raiding them.
I heard it too.
Yeah, we're going to rape some prawns.
Whoa! All right, I'm leaving.
And there it is. Thank you again so much for checking out the podcast today. If you enjoyed it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And since this is Camp/Horrorcast, if you want to check us out live, we will be on Twitch and YouTube every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. You can find us at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com/We Are Podcast Network. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love the other podcasts here on the We Are Podcast Network. We have We Are Air, where we talk movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. That's me, that's Jake, and that's Javi. We're breaking down that pop culture, and we're having so much fun. And don't forget to check out We Are Bagu, a video game podcast, where we talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. That's me and Dr. Ethan Eastwood breaking down all that video game lore, heroes, Gyros, a Dungeons and Distractions side quest. Me and the boys were playing some D&D. You can start that one from Season 1, Episode 1. It's a blast the whole way through. And I Hate Being Sober. Personal stories from epic people. I sit down with some of my favorite people of all time. We talk about their trials, their tribulations, and their journey this far. Also, check the links in the description for our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast Network. With that said, hopefully we see you in the live stream.